G'day, and welcome to some Chillout 3D modeling. I'm Eric, and today we're going to be getting into the festive spirit in making a spooky little skeleton. Unfortunately, even though Halloween has passed, I wanted to make a Halloween character, and so I've been working on this character on the last few days leading up to Halloween. I had the character done, and now I just needed to record the voiceovers and stuff, which I find takes the longest time out of the entire process. With this character, I wanted to give the impression that it's been a gentleman who died. A gentleman or gentlewoman. It's a skeleton, so sex is ambiguous. Who has died in a crystal cave, and as such, the crystals have then proceeded to grow and form over the skeleton, mainly in the head area, but I also wanted to give them a crystal heart that is their life source. I started off by making the skull of the character. I originally wanted to do like a box modeling style, but then I thought that it would be too complex with how to do with box modeling. So I just outlined everything in just an outline of vertices and edges to start off with, and then I expand it from there, giving it volume and all the stuff that makes three-dimensional models three-dimensional. I really enjoy making characters in the low poly gradient map style. As I've mentioned many times before, I want to make many more characters in this style. If you have any ideas for any characters, props, 3D models in general, anything really, 3D models can be used to make anything, feel free, leave a comment, let me know. I really enjoy reading through. I love reading comments. I try and respond to almost every single one I can when I get the chance, that is. And yeah, I mean, please let me know. I'll love to know what you guys want to see so I can make it for you. And all my 3D models are free to use under the Creative Commons with Attribution license over on Sketchfab. So feel free to use them in your own projects, and as long as you reference me, I'm happy. After doing the main chunk of the skull, I then moved on to the jaw, where I wanted to give the character a rather large overbite, just because it gives a character, character. And since the skeleton itself is inspired by a corpse bride, I wanted to make it kind of like the inverse of the character with the massive jaw. I wanted to make it the other way around. Instead of having a massive jaw, let's do a little, a big over-the-top bite rather than an underbite. when it comes to 3D modeling and art as a whole, you always have to remember that, well, patience is a virtue. You won't be getting anywhere by wanting to rush anything. There's a reason why it took, I think, the first set of video that I recorded for this time-lapse. The recording it didn't even tell me, it doesn't tell me in hours, it just said 163 minutes for the first part of the recording, which was just up until the pelvis. It takes a while to make these characters, and well, characters specifically take much longer to make due to, well, their complexity. Characters require more forethought. How are you going to rig the character? How are you going to make sure that it expresses the right emotions? Make sure that all the different poses that you want it to be able to do are possible, whether or not you're taking it into a game engine or just animating it in Blender or using some other engine to render it. All of these things are stuff you have to think about when making a character. Now that the skull is complete, I move on to the rest of the actual skeleton. With the skeleton, as I've said previously, I'm going with a corpse bride kind of style, and so I'm not here to be anatomically correct. I'm not going to put in every single little bone. I'm going to do cartoony entire palm bones, or the foot is a bone. But all these things make a very stylized, well, skeleton. And as long as it reads, as long as you look at it and go, oh yeah, that's a skeleton, that's all that matters for me. As you may know, I like making my 3D models specifically for game engines, and to test them out inside game engines, I use a little video game called VR Chat to play around with them in a game engine. This uses Unity as the engine, and VR Chat is just a game that uses 3D models that you make as the characters that you play as. But you can also make entire worlds that I've done in the past that you can run around in as the characters that you make. I've also made my characters public, so if anybody wants to play as these characters in that game, I'm more than happy to see that. Something that I've done to save some time is I've reused some of the same bone shapes that I used for the upper arm, collarbone, and the fingers across the character. These are the same bone models, just resized to fit their role. This is just done to, as I said, save time, and no one really cares about how correct the skeleton is. It's a cartoon skeleton. Something that I would like to try and be able to do is make some more animations. I really enjoy making them, and, well, the less talking I have to do, the better for myself. I always find it difficult to do all these narrations because I have to think about things to say. But while I have you here, I'll talk about what I've been doing. I've been making these characters for my own enjoyment and Halloween, etc. But I also want to be able to use these characters as, like, I want to make a little animation. I want to make a world. I want to make a world of wonder and little characters of fantasy. I'm thinking leaning towards fantasy just because there's so much more possibilities there. Swords and stuff, sword battles, crossbows, they're really cool. But then again, sci-fi is also really cool. So I'm thinking of making a sci-fi fantasy crossover where there'll be the really cool high-tech stuff, but without any of the guns. Gun battles are so boring. Like, yeah, they have like lots of explosions and all that, but a real good battle is like one-on-one, a sword duel. It's so much more entertaining than some guy getting shot. I'm now going through with the skeleton here and adding a bunch of crystals to make it seem like this character, or who they used to be, fell into a crystal cavern and unfortunately perished. But because they were in this crystal cavern, the crystals have grown over the top of their skeleton, and, well, it crystallized, allowing for these cool mounds of crystal to form. But I'm also having those same crystals be what have repowered the skeleton, reanimated, that is, the corpse that is now alive again. As I come to the end of adding all these crystals here, it's just about time I wrap up the character. I proceed after this to add the gradient map textures that I really enjoy using and bring it over to the final product. If you've watched this far, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. It means the world to me. And I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one, and a good night.